Yay, we're recording. Happy Thursday, guys. So just for everybody that's new, first of all, in the chat, I would love to see who's new, who's within their first 30 to 60 days in the business. That is super new. So if you're in your first 30 to 60 days, let us know in the chat if you are. First of all, that's so exciting. Welcome. It's so crazy. Every day I've been waking up in the morning and I go to the cloud office and I've been clicking on our who's joined new today, and it's crazy, like the amount of people that have already joined this month. So it's exciting. It's so exciting this time of year. So much is happening and so many people are looking for what we have, and it's just the perfect time to get started. So talk about hitting the jackpot. If you've gotten started in the last 60 days, then you really hit the jackpot, because now is the time to get started with Le-Vel. So I didn't even know I was going to be able to have my camera on today, but my eye went down. I don't know if you guys saw my Facebook post, but like I had this swollen eye. I woke up, I was like, what the heck is going on? And this eye was like the eyelid was like swelled up. I don't know if it's a sty or what, but y'all gave me some really good tips, putting tea bags on it. I did that. I put just hot washcloth on it, and voila, it's better. But I was super, super depressed because I was supposed to get Botox yesterday and she canceled on me because of my eye. So that's why I'm all wrinkly. With that being said, you guys, I am super excited that you guys have gotten on with us today. And I can tell you, this Zoom right now happens every single Thursday night at this link. The link never changes, and it's always at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central. So if you have a calendar, and now that you know the Zoom link, the actual ID number, save that, keep it, and make sure that you're setting an alarm for Thursdays at 9. It's not always me on here. I mean, I'm always on here, but it's not always me just doing the talking. Tonight, for most of it, it's probably going to be me, but I wanted to really do, I got a list of things that I want to talk about tonight. So there's quite a few things that I just kind of want to dive into and talk about. And I think that, sometimes we skip over the stuff that new people need to know because we repeat ourselves so much that we think everybody knows what they're doing and they don't. And I think we know everybody knows. I think we think everybody knows us. So if you are new and you're on this Zoom tonight, who the heck am I? I'm Lisa Fuller, Lisa K. Fuller on Facebook. And I'm maybe your upline. I might not be your upline. I know that my upline Chastity put this out in her bot to her entire team. So you may or may not be in my in my actual downline. But what I can tell you is that it doesn't matter, because we all help each other. And I don't care if you're in my upline, your downline, your sideline. I don't care who you are. I just want to help people succeed. But if you are in my downline, you're in the Dream Team 2020 page. And that group page is the page that I started. So that's my team under. So that means if you're in that page, you are definitely on my team. And if you're not familiar with me, my story, I have been with Le-Vel for 3.5 years. I've been in network marketing for 10 years. And I have been with one other company before Le-Vel. And I was so lucky, super blessed to see success in that company, and then come over to Le-Vel and obviously see the success that we've seen over here. It's incredible. We were the fastest team ever to go to 200K. We also have, I think in a 3.5 year period, we have more millionaires on our team than any other team in Le-Vel in that short of a time. We have more auto bonus earners than I don't even know. Like, it's crazy. We have over 600 people on this team, you guys, that get their cars paid for every single month. Like, the highest bill, the second highest bill that comes into most households, Le-Vel is like, we'll take care of that. So it's super cool that we have 600 people plus on this team that are already receiving that advantage. So I don't know another company that has an auto bonus program like ours. I'm excited, so I'm running over my words. So before I did network marketing, though, I think it's important to mention this, because that's a lot of times we look at somebody's story, like, especially if you're just coming in, you're like, oh, that's Lisa, I heard she's my upline, she's made $1 million. You guys, that's not been my story. This is like a really short part of my life, because before network marketing, I was a waitress and a bartender my entire life. I waited tables and bartended since I was 15 years old. My first job was in a restaurant. And one day I woke up, I was 37 years old and I was still in a restaurant. I was like, okay, This is not how I planned life to go. And I was in a crappy position. And back in 2010, when I joined network marketing, um, that it was a really crappy time for the economy. If you are older, then you can remember that. If you're younger, then good for you that you can't. Um, but it was a really crappy time. People were foreclosing on their businesses, losing their houses, their cars, and that was me. Lost my house, had to go back to renting, lost my vehicle, was down to one vehicle with a family of seven. I was the only one providing income for my family, and we were broke. I mean, I'm talking as a waitress and a waiter, if you guys have ever done that, you know that you can make good money. Like, you can absolutely make good money, but not enough for a family of seven. Like, I was every month just struggling and just trying to get by. And there's nothing like the day that you wake up in the morning and you go to take your daughter to the doctor's and you go out in the driveway and your car is gone. And you're like, oh, somebody stole it. And then you realize, oh, guess what? They come and take cars that you don't pay for. I was sick of borrowing money from my mom. I was sick of bill collectors calling. I mean, I'm not kidding. Every single time my phone rang, it was a bill collector. I was extended on credit cards. I was not paying things that I didn't need to pay, to get away with things that I had to pay right now. And it was just always more, way more months left than money. And I was getting older. I'm like, I can't do this forever. Like, something has to give. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. And a lot of you guys might be like me. How many of you guys thought network marketing was like a scam? I did. I was like, aren't those pyramid things where like people aren't really like, that can't be legal, right? That's what I thought of it. I was like, no, that's not a real thing. And I had friends that did like different kind of sales companies, but they didn't really make any money. So I was like, well, I just don't think that's something for me. I'm not a salesperson. That's something I would never do. But at the end of the day, I was backed into a corner. And honestly, you guys, I'm so happy I was backed into that corner, because if I was just okay, I never would have looked at this. I'm just being honest. I had to be backed into a corner in order to give this a shot. And I am so freaking glad that I did, because it has changed my life tenfold. I was trying to add up the other day. In 10 years, I think I've made $6 million in 10 years. That's insane to me, that this waitress from Toledo, Ohio, who had never done anything like this before, scared out of her mind, didn't know what the heck she was doing, decided to just take a chance, and here we are. But that's the best thing about this business, you guys, is that it does not matter who you are. I don't care if you've been in jail. I don't care if you've been on drugs. I don't care if you're an alcoholic. I don't care if you didn't graduate from high school. I don't care if you're a doctor or a lawyer or a realtor. It doesn't matter, because it does not matter what your background is. Anyone can start their own business in network marketing, and anyone can succeed if they have a reason why and if they have the drive to do it. Anyone. I mean, I could bring on here tonight so many different stories, and you'd be like, that's my story. That's me. And someone else that's just like you, with your same limitations, with your same concerns, with your same objections, with your same scares and fears, and they did it. And the only difference between you and them is one thing: time. They stuck with it, they stayed consistent, and they grew, right? Because businesses take time. Everybody on here, if you're brand new, you're all going to go at a different pace. Some of you are going to go super slow, and then you're going to pick up pace later. Some of you are going to go super fast and then slow down later. And some of you are going to quit within your first couple months, which is so sad to me, because how does anybody start a business and expect it to grow in 2 months or 3 months or 6 months? Businesses take time. And so I always tell people that I sign up, I'm not even going to sign you up unless you're on the 5 to 7 year plan. They're like, what's that? I'm like, that means that you will not even think about giving up. If you come to me before 5 years and tell me you're quitting, I'm going to be like, no, you're not. Not happening. Because businesses take time. You guys, how many stories have you guys heard? If you're newer, you haven't. But if you're older and you've heard some of the stories come on here, there are people on our team that have been in 2 years just now hitting 12K, just now hitting 40K. There are people in this company that had to be in 5-6 years before they hit 200K. I always say this to people. What if, worst case scenario is you went one rank a year? By year 5, you'll be at 200K. Do you realize that's $10,000 a month or more? Now, I don't know about you, but staying in your current job in 5 years, even with raises, are you ever going to make over $10,000 a month? 20,000. Let me tell you what, on this team, we have 10 people on our team that make over $10,000 a week. And I'm not supposed to say that stuff. But this is a private Zoom, and we don't have any prospects on here, so I'm going to say it. That's what's possible, you guys, not a month, a week. So if you do not think, and in this company, hundreds, thousands, I don't even know. So if you do not think that you can't be one of those people, that's just your limiting beliefs and your limitations. So I want to make a pact here and now, tonight, on this very Zoom, that you are going to be on the 5 to 7 year plan. I want a pact that no matter how fast you go, if you miss your bonuses, if you never get a bonus, none of that matters, guys. Do you know how many 200Ks in this company never got their VIP 800, 1600? Can you imagine if they would have quit? They wouldn't be where they are now. So I want in the comments, who's in it for the long haul? Who is in it to stay the course, get consistent, understand that it takes time to grow a business? We're all here, right? I want a commitment from you guys tonight that I'm not going to get in, nobody's going to be in my inbox next week saying I'm quitting, because businesses take time. Do you think a person that's opens up a salon or a restaurant, do you know they don't even profit for 5 to 7 years? And if they make it, most businesses that people take out loans of hundreds of thousands of dollars, those businesses don't even make it, guys. They're not even here in 2 years. It's such a chance they're taking. You're not taking a chance. You've joined a successful business. We already know Lavelle has reached $2 billion. We already know that Lavelle has tons and tons and tons of people at the top of the comp plan. We already know Lavelle's a debt-free company. Half the work has been done for you. You already know you're coming into a winning business that isn't going anywhere. Now, all you have to do is learn it, is get good at it, is stay the course, is get consistent, and don't give up. That is the biggest thing. We're all going to go at different paces. We're all different people. I don't want you guys comparing your beginning to someone else's middle. Don't think when you hear somebody just went 12K in 2 days, because that has happened. I went 12K my first day. Don't think that when somebody goes 12K in 2 days that you're not good at this, or that you should quit, or that they're above you. They're in a different place than you. They might have done a network marketing company before this, and they know a lot of people. They might already have owned another kind of business, and they might have already been networking, and they might have already had 5,000 Facebook friends. When you came in, maybe you only had 100 Facebook friends. Maybe you only you stay inside the house mostly. You're not a huge networker. It doesn't matter who you are. You're all going to start at the same place, right? We all start at zero. We all get a kit. That's where we start, and we build from there. Some people go fast, some people go slow, some people quit. Where are you going to be? Because all I know is that the fast people and the slow people all go the same place if they stick with it. They all go the same place. The only people I don't know that have been with me in network marketing for the last 10 years, people that have stuck with me through this industry for 10 years, the only people I don't know making money are the ones that quit. Every other person that is given this 5 years or more is making a significant amount of money that's making a difference in their household. Like a huge difference. And if you don't know anything about residual income, guys, oh my gosh, have you hit the jackpot? Because residual income means that if you work really hard right now and over the next 5 years and something happens to you, you're going to have a paycheck coming in every single week for your family. If something happens to you, it's willable. Something happens to me today and my team underneath me continues to grow, which I have every faith in this world that they will. My children they're going to get my paycheck every single week, you guys. It's going to sustain their life. It's more money than they'll probably ever see. So, well, they're going to do great things. So not, but what I'm saying is how huge it is and how you need to know what's at stake here. So I'm glad that I've got all of your attention and you have all decided that you are in and you're on the 5 to 7 year plan and you're not comparing your journey to anyone else's, because you are you. And the only thing that matters in comparison is comparing yourself to who you were yesterday. If you are doing a tiny bit more today than you were yesterday, bravo. If you did something to step out of your comfort zone that made you feel uncomfortable, bravo. Compare you to you. If next week you have done nothing different than this week, then be hard on yourself. Compare yourself to the person that is not growing, and that's you. So I'm super excited, and I do want to tell you guys that Zooms like these are going to be the Zooms that help you stay connected. They're going to be the Zooms that help you build connections with all of us. We're a big family, guys. You know, if you talk to anybody that's on our team, that's been on our team for a year or two, they're going to tell you this is more than just a business. I mean, we are people that hang out during the quarantine. We're people that get together. We're people that if something happens in our families, we all come together and connect. It's more than a business. We travel together, we do life together. This becomes way more than just a business. This becomes a family. And if you're on here right now, then you are part of our family. Like, I want you to know that Chastity's on our upline tonight. See, even uplines get on these Zooms. Like, it doesn't mean that, oh, Chas has been in now 6 years and she's a millionaire like 50 times over. Oh, I don't have to get on those. She gets on because she doesn't know what she's going to pick up. And, we're interviewing brand new people that are coming in and doing it. We're interviewing people that have been in, that have done it before. And you guys, it's crazy how one little thing that you can tweak in your business that you learn on one of these Zooms can change your business forever. So my biggest advice to those of you guys that are new is plug in. And if you're old, and this is the first time I've seen you on a Zoom in a long time, where have you been? Okay. You need to wake up, because big things are happening. And if you want to feel a part of this, and if you want your business to grow, I can tell you more than anything, the names that I consistently see on here every week, every single week, when I look at my Tuesday Zooms, when I look at Amanda's Monday night Zooms, I mean, Amanda will tell you, Chas will tell you, those are the people in our cloud office that we see growing. Those are the people that their businesses are moving. The people that aren't plugging in, they struggle. So it's important to plug in. And the other thing I want to say on the other end of the spectrum is there's a lot, okay? Like I just said, there's Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night. You guys, you're not expected to plug into all of it. You are not expected to get on everything. And the beauty of this 2020 world we live in is it's recorded. You can listen when you're in the shower, when you're driving to work, when you're doing your hair, or putting your makeup on, or at night laying and trying to go to bed. So do not stress, but have a couple that you do have written down in your book. Just have a couple Zooms that these are your go-tos. I like these ones the best, and I must get on them every week. And if you can't get on at night because you have a night job, Kayla Fox does Zooms Monday, Wednesday, and Friday mornings at 6 a.m. So, or 7, I think 7 Eastern, 6, it's 5 my time. I know that. No, it's 4 my time now, Kayla. But if you guys are morning people, we have those. But just know they are recorded. We also have the training vault. Chas created an amazing vault. It's a website you go to. It's a training vault where all of these videos and recordings, you can find them. Like, I don't care who you are, and I don't care what topic you need. It's in that vault. Like, all you got to do is go search through and find the video that you're looking for. Okay. So don't stress, but you've got to get a schedule, guys. Like, I've got what I've got written down. I have my alarm set. Do I ever miss Thursday nights? Nope, even when I don't do it. Do I ever miss, do I miss, like this morning, I hopped on Natasha's Zoom, and it was the first time I've been able to hop on that in a long time, because it's like weird time zone in the morning. I'm usually still sleeping at 6:30, 7 o'clock. So you catch what you can, right? But then I go catch the recording. But there's certain Zooms that I'm going to make sure that I show up for. And I want you to do the same. Whatever they are, you need to make sure that it is on your schedule, just like eating, sleeping, just like following up, just like connecting with new people. It needs to be on your schedule, because plugging in, I will say, is so important. I would say it's 90% important in the success spectrum, because you've got to feel a part of this. You've got to get that missing link, which is feeling a part of a team and a community and a family. So make sure that you're getting on these. You're going to learn so stinking much. And the other thing I want to mention too is that, you don't want to be in the busy work trap. And the busy work trap is where you know all the things. It's where you get on every Zoom there is. Like, you are like, oh my gosh, 6 o'clock. Oh my God, right after that, 7 o'clock, it's Lisa. Oh my gosh, 6 o'clock in the morning, I got my alarm set for Kayla. Oop, it's 9 o'clock on Wednesday, there's Chas' Zoom. And you are on everything. And then you got notebooks this thick. Like, you got 20 notebooks all over your house with notes, right? And on top of that, the cloud office, if somebody has a question, you're the first person in the team page to be able to answer it. You know the ingredients of the products, how they work, all of it. But your business isn't growing. It's the busy work trap. The problem is you are learning all the things, but you are applying none of it. So you've got to make sure that you are not doing too much of this and not enough of implementing this, right? I always tell people, if you're on these Zooms, it was a waste of your time if you don't get off it and do one thing you've learned. If you don't change one thing about something you heard on that Zoom and do it immediately. If you don't apply it immediately, you're probably never going to apply it. And it could be, again, just that one tweak in your business that can change your business forever, forever and ever and ever and ever. It's been something on one of these Zooms or trainings. And once, COVID's over and we can start meeting in person, getting to locals, making sure that you're getting to our next conference, making sure that you are applying yourself, having your own living room locals, Thrive After 5. Those are things that are going to grow your business in ways you cannot imagine, because there's nothing like the community and getting together in person with people and just learning that way and growing that way and building that family. Okay, so if you are new, I'm not going to do this whole night isn't going to be new, but there's a couple more things I want to. Well, everything's new, because the good thing about this business, you guys, is I'm doing the same thing today that I did the first day I started, and I didn't know what I was doing. Okay. But I still don't know what I'm doing sometimes. I'm still scared to send that message sometimes. I'm still scared to reach out sometimes. I still have days where I'm like, oh, but I still don't like rejection, like all of those things. But what I've done though is I've gotten used to it, because I just get consistent. I treat this like a business. Every day I wake up in the morning and I pretend that I have a boss, and that if I don't do what I'm supposed to do for my Lavelle business today, I will get fired. And for a lot of you, you might go, well, who cares? My check last week was $30. Well, guess what? It will never be $2,000 for a week, $10,000 for a week, 40 for a week. It will never be that for you if you constantly treat it like it's just a $30 business, right? It's a $30 a week business. You can't get to that place if you never treat it like it is there, if that makes any sense. So what I want you guys to do is I need you to pretend that this business pays all your bills, even if it doesn't. Even if you go to a job every day that takes care of all of your necessities and your bills and you're doing just fine, if you truly want to get out of that job and be a work from home person that owns their time and has the freedom to do whatever they want, and that is your goal, and that's not everyone's goal, but if that is your goal, I need you to be super diligent every day of making sure that you're working this business at least an hour a day. We have power hours you can join, but just in general, working your business an hour every day, it's going to grow. As long as that hour is an intentional hour where you're doing income producing activities, your business definitely will grow. I got a sheet, and I know that there's a lot of people on our team that do power hours too, but I got a sheet from Misty, the lady that did the Tuesday Zoom at noon. She's an 80K. She was on the GOAT panel with me for the training we did last month for Lavelle. And she has a sheet, a power hour sheet of what she goes through. She just sent that over to me today. So I will post that in Chastity's team page and in our team page so that everybody has it. Okay, the last thing I want to say about that is don't compare yourself to other people. And please, 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 please go upline. If you are having a bad day, you have to stay connected. That is why we are here. You are never bugging us. I want you to know that I am not going to be bothered. There's a chain of an upline, right? There's the person that signed you, the person that signed them, the person that signed them. I want you to all do me a favor. This is so important. If you are within your first 60 days, heck, if you're in your first 90 days and you do not know who is above, the 3 people above the person, at least 2, we'll go 2 so people don't get mad at me. 2 people above the person that signed you, I demand you to get off this Zoom tonight and say, hey, Danny's on my screen, so I'll say, Danny, can you do me a favor? Who's your 2 uplines above you? Danny's going to tell you. Is there any way tomorrow you can introduce me to them? Can you put me in a message with them and just say, so I can say hi so they know who I am? I want you to do that if you are new, because you need to know that if I'm not available, if your upline, whoever your closest upline is not available, not only do you have a team page, not only do you probably have a chat to ask questions in, but you have other uplines that can help you do three-way calls and three-way messages. So I want you to make sure, like sure, that your homework assignment for tonight is to make sure you know who 2 to 3 uplines above the person that signed you is. If you do not, get in a message with who signed you and demand that they introduce you. They should have already done that, but if they didn't, you need to know who those people are. Super important. And I promise you that upline is not going to be mad. They want to know you. You guys know how excited I am every day when I wake up in the morning and I open my inbox. If somebody's in there asking me a question or needs my help, I'm like, yes, I've got a person working. I've got a runner. Like, I'm not mad about that. Okay. Nobody's going to be mad about that. That's growing their business. So make sure that you know who those are. And also sometimes people that sign us quit. Just because somebody that signed you quit doesn't mean you need to quit. Look, guys, the reality of it is that a lot of people quit in their first 2 to 3 months. And it's not because this is hard. It's not. We have a simple system that I've been doing since day one. Just like I told you guys, nothing's changed. I do the same things now that I did the first day. I just repeat them over and over again. And I get better at them because I do them over and over again. When I first did them in the beginning, I stunk. Now I'm better, right? Because I do it over and over. So I want you guys to just keep in mind that it's so important that you're connected and you're not letting someone else's success dictate yours, right? So if you're not getting along with an upline, they're not getting back to you. These people that quit, right? They quit because they don't believe in themselves. They quit because somebody in their family told them they were crazy and they believed what their family told them. They were letting other people dictate their thoughts and their success and their dreams and their goals. They weren't connected. They weren't plugged in. So do not let anyone else around you quitting affect you. You guys, if you do that, you're always going to be at the same place in your life. You know, the first month in my business, I almost did quit. The first 2 people that I went to were my mom and my sister. They were people I trusted, the people that I thought would support me the most. And when they told me I was in a pyramid scheme and that they wanted nothing to do with it, I almost quit. And what saved me was this. I got in a room and calls, and other people convinced me, look, you've got to try this. And I didn't let them let me quit, but not everybody is as strong. And I'm hoping that if you're on here today, you're stronger than those outside things that are going to come at you, the no's that you're going to get, because you're going to get them. I've had hundreds of thousands of them. And you're also going to get people that unfriend you, and you're going to get people that aren't so nice about what you do and tell you you're crazy. Guess what? Guess who's crazy in 5 years when you're on your yacht? Maybe not a yacht, but I don't have a yacht, so I don't have a plane either, which it would be nice, right? But when you're in like your nice car that you drive for free, or your house that you built, and they're still sitting on their couch wondering why the heck they didn't join you. Like, you cannot let other people dictate your success, guys, especially people that, if you think about it, the people that you're letting dictate your success are people that honestly, look where they're at. If they have no knowledge in what you're doing, and if they're not somebody that you look up to and aspire to be, then why the heck are you letting them dictate what you do? Okay? I want you to look at the people that you're so worried about. Oh my gosh, so-and-so unfriended me today. I want you to look at that person. Do you want their life? Because if you don't want their life, why do you care what they think? Why would you ask somebody that's getting a divorce for marriage counseling? Why would you ask somebody that's poor how to make money? You're barking up the wrong tree, so stop caring about what other people think. And that's my best advice that I wanted to give you guys today if you're new. Also, make sure that you are plugging into training videos. We have training videos right when you pop on the team page for brand new people. There's training videos right there. They're 5 to 10 minutes long each, and they're going to walk you through what you need to do in your first 30 to 60 days. Also, again, I mentioned the vault. You've got that. There's just so much. There's no way that you can't succeed as long as you plug in, and as long as you go up, as long as you're asking questions, you're always going to succeed. So make sure you do that, and don't forget, make your list right away. If you were on the Tuesday leadership Zoom where I interviewed Misty, she said right away the first thing she did her first day was she made a list of 60 people. These are the 60 people that I want to talk to about Thrive. You know, get a list out there. Go through your phone. Go through your Facebook. Who have you not talked to? Who needs what we have and you have not contacted them yet. So, you know, I will tell you that I was ignorance on fire. I will bet if you've been in Lavelle more than 3 years with me, I know a lot of you are on right now. How many of you in the chat were ignorance on fire? How many of you still don't know what's in the products? I don't, no clue. I'm like, here's the website, go look. I don't know that stuff, you guys. I'm what we call a blue personality, so I'm kind of all over the place. I don't know that stuff. I'm just excited. And that is what is going to sell you right now. Be a product of the product, use the product, be excited. Okay, so there are a couple things that I wanted to talk to you guys about today, and I'm going in kind of a weird direction because I wanted to do a little bit for everybody. But this came up, Kayla, when we did our Tuesday self-development Zoom. This came up. Then Chas brought it up Wednesday night, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna bring it up again tonight because I think it's that important. And then I also talked about a rule that I don't talk about a lot, but I implement so much. So I thought I need to talk about it. So there's the 24-hour rule and the 5-minute rule. And I'm going to talk about both of those tonight because honestly, you guys, with so many people coming in and teams growing so fast, the biggest part of growing yourself as a person and your leadership is making sure that you're keeping your team, right? Is making sure that you're a good leader, is making sure that you're somebody that isn't, you know, there's a fine line, guys, between leadership and friendship. And it's so hard in a business like Lavelle because we're all friends. Like I look at these people that I travel with, like I've known Chas for years. Before this business, we've known each other. There's people that, you know, I've met that they're closer than people I've known that I went to high school with that I thought were my best friends. And you get so close to people on this journey that it's sometimes confusing to not know where you stand as far as leadership and friendship goes. And I want to talk a lot about this today because it starts from the beginning. From the second that you sign one person, you're a leader, guys. The minute you sign another person, they're counting on you, they trusted you, and it's up to you to lead them, right? Not everybody's going to work out, and that's not your fault. But you need to know when you go to bed at night, when you look in the mirror, that you're doing the best job you can do to keep people. I think it's so important that you know you're doing what you need to do. You know, I made a lot of mistakes in the beginning of my business, and I can tell you there's people I lost that I wouldn't have needed to lose if I just would have been a better leader in person. So, you know, you're a leader first, guys. In business situations, you're a leader first. In friendship situations that have nothing to do with business, you're a friend first, right? But you are always a leader first. So the first rule of thumb is always go up, never down, okay? Never, ever, 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 under any circumstances, should you ever be going downline with problems, issues, concerns, bad days. Your downline should not be knowing if you have a bad day. Even if they're your best friend, they should not be knowing that you're having a bad day. How are they? Okay, imagine you're a 40K or an 80K having a bad day and you're telling your downline about it. Your poor downline who just worked 2 jobs today, well, meanwhile, you've retired already. Your poor downline who's just trying to get to a couple extra $100 a month is trying to talk you off ledges. They're going to quit. It's going to be too much for them. They're going to go, I just can't handle this. So you've got to remember, you are a leader first when it comes to business. You are absolutely 100% a leader first when it comes to business. And you always go up. If I have an issue, I go tell Chastity. If I have an issue, I go tell Amber. You know who I don't tell? The people underneath of me. Like, I don't sit there and complain for 5 hours. That's not, that you can't do it, guys. So that's where I want to bring up the 5-minute rule. I call it the 5-minute rule. It's something I've been practicing for about 5 years now. And I read it in a book, I'm pretty sure. I don't think anybody taught it to me, but I read it in a book, and oh my God, is it genius. And the 5-minute rule goes like this. If somebody calls me in my downline, this is in my life. I just did it to my kids the other day. My daughter was complaining about her boyfriend, and I literally said, you have 5 minutes, and then we figure out a solution. My team knows. And when they come to me, I tell them on the phone, you have 5 minutes to complain, to moan, to talk about whatever you need to do. Talk about somebody else, whatever your issue is. And after that, we find out a solution. Because here's what happens, guys. It's the 5-minute rule. They've got 5 minutes to share their grievances. And then if they're not looking for a solution after that, there's no need to go on, because that only leaves you in a place mentally as a leader where you're going to get caught in these little traps of, you know, if they keep going, now you're going to start getting down, right? If they keep going, now, then you're going to be like, oh yeah. If they keep going, you know what's going to happen? You might join in. Now the next thing you know, so-and-so is calling you tomorrow saying, you said this about me? Like, it just can't go on. But what's the point? How do we move forward when we're in a bad mood, when we're in a bad place, when we're in a bad frame of mind? How do we move forward if all we do is complain about it? And I'm, you know, the Zoom with Kayla and I, Kayla, if you want to unmute, you can. On the Zoom with Kayla and I, the other, on our Tuesday self-development Zoom, you know, Kayla had mentioned, our topic was self-confidence and then basically self-pity or self-sabotage, wasn't it, Kayla? I can't remember.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah. And basically we were talking about, you are going to self-sabotage yourself. Like you're going to have no self-confidence if you sit there, and if you have an issue, if you have a problem, if something's going on in your life, there's no way to fix it if all you're going to do is focus on the problem. So you've got to have a rule within your team that they're allowed to come to you and they're allowed to be unhappy. Maybe it's their paycheck. My paycheck sucked this week. Okay, you got 5 minutes. After that, let's talk about how we can get that paycheck higher, right? I don't like this person on my team. Okay, you got 5 minutes to tell me what's wrong, then let's talk about a solution to how we can make that better. Because it's going to be a ball rolling effect, not only that's time consuming for you guys, but man, I'm telling you what, you know how long before that rule I would be on the phone with somebody complaining? I didn't know where to cut it off. I didn't have that rule. So I would get on the phone with some people on my team that would complain for 2 hours. Not only did that take up my time to grow my business and my time with other people that wanted to grow their business, but by the time I got off the phone, I was so freaking drained. I didn't want to do anything else because they had me in such a bad mood. Kayla, what's your thoughts on it? So I'm not the only one talking tonight.
No, I mean, 100% agree. And I was just putting in chat, it's so easy in the beginning too to get kind of caught up in that self-pity and self-sabotage because we're going through those growing pains and we're going through hearing no. And, you know, we have to learn they're saying no to the product and not no to us. And I know that's something else we talked about Tuesday night was going for the no. But in the beginning, it's so easy to get caught up in that trap. But having, and I know this is something else, but having those 3 to 5 people that just inspire you, that motivate you, that fill you up and fill your cup to keep you going, and hearing stories like you're hearing tonight, like this is why I love these Zooms. They just completely get me excited to keep going. And that's what you want to do. You want to lean in, stay plugged in, keep your cup full, and just know in the beginning those growing pains, like, yeah, they're tough, but my gosh, if you can push through, it is so worth it.
Amen. It is. So you guys, how many of you guys like that 5-minute rule? I would implement that, y'all, like today. I would tell your team 5 minutes and then we find a solution, because there is just really no point for someone to get on the phone. It's kind of like when somebody has conflict with someone else on the team and they come to me. The first question I ask them is, before you even go there, before you even start talking about so-and-so, is there a way that you could be happy and this could be resolved? If they say absolutely not, I say I don't want to hear it. There's no point. Why am I going to let you tell me what's going on if there's no way to resolve this? If there's no way to move forward with this, it's just going to take up my time and yours. So you've got to have these things set in place as a leader, and as soon as possible, because this is the traps, you know, I hear every day that people fall into. I get messages all the time. Lisa, how, you know, so-and-so has been complaining so much. How do I stop this? So-and-so just seems to go in this hamster wheel, and, you know, so-and-so kept me on the phone for 2 hours. How do I get off the phone? So it's so huge to keep that rule in mind. And then the second rule that I've been doing for about 8 years now is the 24-hour rule. And the 24-hour rule states that when something happens personally to you, that you give it 24 hours before you react to it. You guys, the reason I learned this rule is from a book. You guys, I can't say enough about reading, but it's from another book. And the reason I picked that book up is because I lost a friendship and a business partner over not using that rule. I heard something from somebody that somebody said this about me, and instead of figuring out if it was even true, I reacted, went to that person, and I said some things that I could not take back ever again. Okay. That person is no longer in my life. Okay. My fault. The 24-hour rule, if I would have known the 24-hour rule, you know what I would have done? I would have written to that person everything that I wrote right then. That's what I want you all to do. Next time something happens to you and you are pissed off, I want you to grab a pen, a piece of paper, or go to Facebook. You can go to Facebook and make the post private so only you can see it. Let's say you want to make a post on Facebook about haters gonna be hating and I hate all the haters, okay? Maybe it's bitches be bitching. I don't know what it is, okay? But let's just say that that's your post and you're like, it's got F-bombs in it and you're all mad and you want to tell the world off. Make it private to only you, okay? 24 hours later, I want you to go back and at that post, you're still like, I want to still post it. Go for it, okay? But I will bet you 24 hours later, you are going to go, oh my God, thank God I did not post that. Thank you, Jesus, that I did not post that. What was I thinking? I call it the hangover. You know how like when you drink, you become all brave. You start saying things you would never say, doing things you would never do. The next morning you wake up and you're like, oh my God, what did I do? It's the hangover, okay? Because you guys write something out. Okay, so what I like to do is I'll actually write it and send it to only me in Messenger. So let's say I'm mad at my Chastity for something, which by the way has never happened ever in the late years we've known each other. But let's just say I would write it out and I would be like, well, actually there was one time and I said something on Facebook that I wish I could take back, but whatever. You know what I'm probably talking about, Chas. I wish I would have wrote that one out before I actually posted it because I felt like an ass an hour later. But I write it out, put it to only me. Dear Chas, you suck. Joking. She's the best ever, like the best leader ever. And I write out what I hate. I hate you. I hate your dog. I hate your family. I wish you die. Love, Lisa. I'm going to make that, put that to only me. And 24 hours later, I go back and read it. And I'm like, I have never once, you guys, never once have I stuck to my original reaction. Never once, 24 hours later, have I looked at what I wrote or what I wanted to post or what I wanted to say or felt. Maybe it's just a feeling. Maybe it's just a feeling and you don't even want to write it, but you want to call the person. Give it 24 hours. Do you know what happens in 24 hours? A lot. First of all, you get rid of the hangover, right? The initial thing is I'm drunk. Then the hangover comes in the morning. Oh God, what did I say? What did I do? But you know what else happens? You find out things. Just like with me and the girl that I ruined my relationship with. You know what I found out? She never even said it. This person totally embellished something that she heard from this person. Like I ruined a whole relationship and could not take back things I said and looked like an ass of a leader. I mean, I was only 2 years into leadership. It's been 8 more years, and thank God for books and things like the 24-hour rule that have saved me so many times since then. But I can tell you guys this, without that rule, man, I'll tell you what, I would look like a jerk a lot because I'm human. And I want to react when somebody unfriends me. I want to react when there's a hater on Facebook. I want to react when one of you guys are driving me crazy. I want to react. But because of that 24-hour rule, and I think it's important that you do write it out. Write out what you're feeling and read it back 24 hours later, because I'll tell you what, it really shows you, ooh, I got some work to do. Whoa, that reaction was over the top. It teaches you a lot about yourself and who you are as a person and how you react to things. And I can tell you, you know, that 24 hours, what do? I dig. I figure it out. And if you all can adopt that 5-minute rule and the 24-hour rule in your leadership, I'm telling you, it's going to be the best 2 things that you ever possibly did in your businesses ever. Like, ever. I can't think of 2 other rules that have saved me more. Integrity for me means more than anything else in this entire world. The only thing you have that you own that's yours is your integrity. The only thing that you speak for yourself with is integrity. When you ruin that with one person, guys, it's very hard to get back if you ever get it back. The mistakes I've made with people on my team, letting them down in one way or another. Maybe I said I would get on a call and I forgot about it. You know, when you go back on your word about any little thing and people are counting on you, oh, I started a 3-way chat with someone and never got in it. People want that one thing is now going to make them in their head think that that's you all the time. And they may say they forgive you, but they are looking for you to screw up again. And when it happens, they're pointing it out quicker than you can imagine. So, as a leader, you're going to fall, you're going to make mistakes. You are definitely going to have to learn from those mistakes. You're not going to be perfect. I'm still not perfect. I'm still learning and growing every day, and I always will be, but I'm so much better. I make so many way less mistakes. I let people down way less than I did 5 years ago. Every year gets a little bit better because I'm always growing myself with books I'm reading, podcasts I'm listening to, and getting on Zooms like this where I pick up these little tips along the way. And I don't care if you've been in 1 week. Hearing what you just heard tonight is going to be vital for your business if you plan on being here next year, the year after that, the year after that, the year after that. And it's going to save you a lot of heartache and time. As a leader, you've got to really, in your mind, balance that line between friendship and leadership. You cannot, as a leader, join in and talk about another downline. You're not going to get along with everyone. Not everyone's going to be your cup of tea. There's going to be people that you would not ever hang out with in a million years if it were not for this business. Now, you don't have to like everyone. You do not have to, but you have to respect people. You have to realize that there's two sides to every story. And just because you like this person better than this person doesn't mean that this person is right. Just because this person you hang out with and this one you don't doesn't mean that what this person is saying is true. You've got to realize that you cannot do that. It is so important. And if you want to be the best leader you can be, you have got to learn that. I want to bring in, I've kind of been all over the place tonight. That's how I roll. But, I think just as important as learning the little tools and tricks on how to message people and how to build your network, just as important is stuff we don't talk about a lot, in my opinion, is these leadership things that we need to develop along the way, because they're so huge. They're so freaking huge. So I want to ask any of the other leaders that have been in with me for a while, do you have anything you wanted to add to anything? Oh, you know what? It's so funny, Amanda. Me and Kayla just talked about Go for No 2 on Tuesday.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, yes. Okay, awesome. Sorry, I look like I'm in the dark. No, my computer, my mic wasn't working. So I was dying over here wanting to say something, but I didn't think it would work.
Say something, I'm giving up on you. I don't know why I said that. Go.
But then you said my name and I was like, well, hey, I'm going to come in here. So you know what, guys, I'll tell you what, everything that Lisa just said is I hope that every single one of you guys really, really take it in, because, it really does come to every aspect of your life. I am re-enrolled in nursing school, and it just started on Monday. Lisa didn't realize why I was reading 60 pages earlier. Now she knows of something. So anyways, I was reading in a business class. I had to write and review an article a little bit ago, and it was funny because the article and the part of the book that I was reading, they were actually literally talking about how to win friends and influence people, and how the idea of persuasion in business, and most people are not good at sales. Most people are not good at persuasion. Most people come into this industry, okay, as a whole. And I'm not just talking about direct sales, network marketing. I'm talking about in business as a whole, okay? So first off, I want each one of you guys to realize that you are running a business with this, okay? This is a business. You are going to, in order to grow, you need to serve a customer. You need to serve a team, okay? You need to be able to help people overcome. You need to be able to help give people what it is that they want. Therefore, you need to listen to them. How do you persuade somebody to do something that you want them to do? Well, you need to find out what it is that they want out of the situation first. Same thing that Lisa was just talking about, in the essence of somebody, having trouble on your team or whatever it might be. If you've got a problem and I do this with customers. Sometimes some of you guys have been in three-way chats with me. I'm very direct and to the point, and I'm addressing exactly what it is that they want to know. Why? I'm not going to waste their time or my time. So quit talking about the things you want to talk about and talk about what they want to hear. Okay. And that goes the same with a problem. If somebody's having a problem with a sale or, their shipment or whatever, okay. If you've already emailed support, and you've already done all the things, all the steps, and you've already got somebody else involved, and this person is still bitching when you've already sent in the information, you need to cut that off. You need to cut that off, because listen, we decide how people are going to treat us. Okay? We decide. And that goes for a customer too. If a customer is just nasty, you guys, you're going to come across nasty customers. You're going to come across nasty teammates. You're going to come across all these things. You get to decide if you're going to allow that. Okay? And here's the thing. You're going to be wrong sometimes. You're going to be wrong. And just like Lisa was talking about losing friendships, you guys, and the reality of it is that you grow when you're wrong. You grow when you're wrong. And you can make, you have the choice to grow when you're wrong. You can either just, not admit to it or whatever, but I'm going to tell you, as you go in this industry, I think of the stuff that I did 7 years ago, the way that I handled things. And listen, I am a little spitfire, guys. I have the most impulsive send button on Facebook. Like, you will see me go and drop the F-bomb and call something like it was, but I'm better now. Normally I hide it within a couple seconds. But I try to post to only myself. But every now and again, I get a little fired up. And then I end up following it up with, I hope somebody got a chance to screenshot that, because I'm not going to make it, But, and that's just who I am. But for the most part, I have learned to not react, I guess, is what I say, not react all the time to situations. But you guys were talking a little bit about earlier, before I got a little bit distracted, you were talking about something with Kayla. You brought Kayla in.
Go for no.
Was it go for no? It was earlier in the conversation, and I was going to say something. I can't remember what it was.
Kayla said something in the chat. Kayla, you said self-development is just important to your growth in this business and as a leader and just in your business in general. Like, self-development isn't just for your team or yourself, it's for how you treat customers and how you sign people and how you grow that way. But like, that is such an important part of, it's the part that I think a lot of people are missing. Like, when I dig in and it seems like people have all the right pieces, but they're still not succeeding, that's usually the piece that I see missing the most. I'll be like, well, what's the last book you read, or what's the last podcast you listened to, or when's the last Zoom you got on? And they usually can't tell me. I'm like, that's your problem. That is your problem. So I do want to mention go for no. Go ahead.
Okay, and then I'll shut up after this.
Oh, no, you're fine.
Kayla did say, she was like, a third of your time building your team and building with new, a third of your time pouring into existing team, and a third of your time on self-development. So I'm going to change those words a little bit, but it's essentially meaning the exact same thing. On a daily basis, like, I think about how I need to grow myself every day. Every single day, guys. And if you finish out today and you haven't learned something new, which you did because you were on the Zoom, but if you finish out this day and you haven't learned something new, then you are not running a business appropriately. You need to learn every single day something, okay? And if you haven't, then you need to ask yourself, like, am I taking this serious? And if you want to be successful, you need to, right? And then, did I grow my network today? Because listen, guys, the people, and this is where that long-term part comes in. My boss, that is like for my nurse manager at the hospital, I've had 4 people this past week message me and say, when are you starting at UHC? And I'm like, how did you know that I'm going to UHC? Like, I haven't really posted it. They're not even my friends on Facebook. It's because the boss has mentioned me. He finally was like, how do you know all of these people? You guys, I socialize with everybody, because guess what? You never know where that referral is going to come from. You never know where that person, like, I just signed a new customer today that, guess what? I met in the gastric sleeve groups. Okay. I mean, we became friends because we wanted to follow each other's journeys. There was no sales tactics or anything. It was just me posting and sharing my own experiences. And now this person became a customer today, right? So every day, how are you growing your network? Okay. And then every day, how are you growing that trust, that like that relatability, that factor of people getting to know you as a human and you getting to know them and you supporting them? Like, how do they know you, right? So you're growing your network, you're growing that trust with people, you're growing yourself. That in turn is all going to grow your business. That same thing for your like your team. That part goes into it. You're growing your network and you're growing those relationships. That kind of falls into those two subjects as well. Like you're growing your customers, you're growing your network. But I wanted to kind of switch the wording on that, because I think sometimes we think of all these action steps of pencil and paper that we need to check off, but really you got to bring the humanity back into it. And you got to bring the people back into it and think long-term, 10 years from now, if you had to sit down and make a list of people that were interested in 100 different topics, could you make that list? I could, because I have had the time to meet so many different people of so many different backgrounds. And even though they weren't all self-serving to me, they might help this friend, or this friend might be interested, or this person might know. And guess what, guys? People love when you refer them. People love when you tag them in posts because you recommended them. I love when people tag me in posts because they recommended me, and they will not recommend you if they don't know, like, and trust you. Okay. So go for that. So Lisa, go ahead and talk about the go for no, because
we're gonna kind of wrap this up. But you guys, everything Amanda said, it's 100%. People have to know, like, and trust you before they're going to buy from you, and it takes time to build that relationship. Like that's why those of you guys that are planning on quitting in another month, you're not giving it time to build relationships. But nobody on here I know is, because they made the commitment to be in the 5 to 7 year plan. So not worried about that. So just really quick before we get off, I want to share with you the go for no, if you guys are not familiar with that. Basically, there's this couple that wrote a book. It's called Go for No. I've actually had them on a Zoom with our team before, not in this company, but in my last company. And basically the concept of the book is, instead of every day waking up and say, okay, I need to find 2 customers, I need to find 2 people to say yes today, set a no goal. I need to find 10 no's today. Every day find 10 no's. And here's why. The reason you want to go for no is because it gets you used to rejection. It makes it a game. You don't even care if you get a no. You're like, 1 no, 9 more down. Like it's a mind-brain twist. Okay, so mentally in our mind, it's making no an okay word. It's almost making no the word yes, so that in our minds it's not a scary word anymore. And so basically every day, if I wake up and go for no, and my rule is 10, 5 no's a day, whatever you want, even if it was 5. I'm going to start messaging people and asking people, and my mind's saying, you're looking for a no, you're looking for a no, you're looking for a no. Do you guys want to know something? I've been doing go for no for a long time. Okay, it's the way my mind works personally. I need to go for no because it doesn't scare me. It makes it a game for me, and my mind says go for no, not yes. It's follow me here. So I set 5 a day. I'm going to get 5 no's every day. I get up in the morning, I start messaging people, doing my follow-ups, going for the ask. Oh my gosh, can't believe I've never told you about my business before. Or I saw your post last night, you couldn't sleep. I got to tell you about rest. Whatever, right? Do you want to know what I found in the last 7 years that I've been going for no? Is I can't never get to 5 no's, because no one, first of all, to hear an outright no is super hard. Most people don't say no. Most people say not right now. Most people say, can you contact me later? I would love to, but don't have the money. But they never really say no. And if you do get a no, which you do, then you keep going, right? You're looking for 5. But what you're going to find is, on your way to your no game of looking for 5 no's a day, you find yeses. Because you were so centered on finding no's, you actually run into people that say sure. And not only that, but do you guys realize that mentally, if you set your goal to find 2 customers today, which would be 2 yeses, right? I'm going to get up in the morning, and if by 10 a.m. I found my 2 customers, what am I going to do? If that was the goal I set for the day, what am I going to do if by 10 a.m. I got my 2 customers that I said I wanted to get today? I'm going to stop. I'm going to go reach my goal. Proud of myself, 2 customers. But do you know if I set a 5 no goal, if I'm going for no's, I'm looking for 5 no's. So I'm going to keep going all day. But on the way, maybe I'll find 6 yeses, 4 yeses, 3 yeses, way more than the 2 that I would have stopped at if I would have set a yes goal instead of a no goal. So you guys, your mind is a very powerful thing. If you are telling your mind you're looking for no's and no's is the words you want to hear, then I promise you, when you go out there, you're not going to be so offended. Your mind isn't going to be so hurt by the no's. Not only that, but it's going to make you work harder. And not only that, but you're going to see that the rejection you feared so much, this word no that you've been so scared of, is truly hard to get. Not only that, but there's going to be more people interested in what you have than you ever would have thought because you weren't scared to ask them because you were going for no. You didn't care if you got a no. You were just trying to reach your goal no for the day. How cool is that? How cool is that? How many of you are going to start going for no? Set it at 3 no's if you don't have a lot of time in your day. Set it at 2. Set it at 1 no today. Because I'll tell you what, it's real hard to get a no. But if you set it for 5 or 10 no's a day, holy crap, your business is going to grow really freaking fast. And you're not going to care. You're going to be looking for the no's. So how many of you are going to start implementing no? I want to see it in the comments. Who's going for no? I'm going for no. You know, I hear a lot of people dogging it. It's something I've been doing for 10 years. I guess it's the way your brain works. I love it. Some people are like, no, you want to go for yeses. Why are you telling people to go for no? Well, it's the way my mind works. My mind makes it a game. My mind is not scared of no's because of it. So you guys, I am so excited that you hopped on today. We had a really great Zoom tonight. I just want to reiterate, in case you are new, the days really quick that we do have things going on so you can plug into them. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Kayla has a Zoom every morning at 765. I don't know. Kayla, what time is it? 6?
It is at 6 a.m. Central Standard Time.
6 Central. So 7 Eastern in the morning. It's the same link, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So if you are a morning person and you want to catch that, Angie obviously records it. Okay, Sunday nights, Stacy Weisenberger does a Zoom. Stacy is an 80K on her team. She's awesome. She does an amazing Zoom. She interviews people. It's always incredible. I've never gotten on there and not learned something. Monday nights, Amanda does a Zoom. It is kick ass. It's awesome. Amanda's Zoom is fire. Okay, Monday nights. Tuesday mornings at 12 noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. I know that because that's the time it is for me. I do a leadership Zoom where every week I'm interviewing a 200K or an 80K in the company. You get to hear their story, their tips. It's a fire Zoom. Talk about some good tips. The stories are awesome. The tips are great. Wednesday evening, Chastity, our upline, Chastity Marie, does a team Zoom for everyone where she just gets on and shares tips and talks. Sometimes she has some people, sometimes she does it. That's at 9 p.m. Eastern. And then Thursday nights with me and our team. It's always going to be one of our team leaders on here. Taking over. We may do interviews. It might just be this. It might just be one person talking 10. But you're always going to pick some tips up. That is on. And then the weekends you kind of have for yourself. Right? The weekends are kind of like, okay, I'm going to take all these things I learned and I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to go for no. So make sure you are plugged in. If you know that you're from me under on my team, make sure you're in the Dream Team page and that you click on the announcements at the top, and that is where the videos that you need to watch are located. With that said, you guys, I wish you guys the happiest Thursday ever. Thank you for taking time out of your life to self-develop and join us tonight and learn some things. I hope you implement something you learned tonight immediately. I hope you have an amazing weekend, and we will see you Sunday evening on Stacy's Zoom and Monday morning on Kayla's. Bye guys, love you. Have a good one.